Kwibuka 29. Rwandans in Sweden bring world attention to the genocide against ethnic Tutsis in 1994. On Saturday, the 8th of April 2023, led by the ambassador, Dr. Mrs. Diane Gashumba, Rwandans in Sweden trooped out en masse for a walk to remember. The walk was to commemorate the genocide against the ethnic Tutsis by fellow countrymen and neighbors, the Hutus, in 1994. In 1994, between the months of April and July, within 100 days, more than 1 million ethnic Tutsis were killed by the Hutus, while the UN peacekeepers stood by. Afro community learned that just as Rwandans are gathered in Sweden, so are they also gathering in Norway, Finland, Denmark, and Iceland under the coordination of the Rwandan community in Sweden. The big question on everyone's lips is why? Why did the world allow this to happen? And why did the UN not intervene? Rwandans, however, are using this yearly event to tell the world, never again shall the world fold its hands and allow the killing of people without intervention.
I was 11 years old when our neighbors started killing us. I wasn't really aware of what was going on. But yes, we were attacked in our homes, our house was burnt, we had to run away. My grandmother was burnt in the house, and a lot of people did not survive. Today is for the 29th time we commemorate the genocide against the Tutsi that happened in 1994. The reason we commemorate, the reason we think it's important to do this every year in April is because when it was happening to us, the world looked away. And today, the world is very reluctant to look back and acknowledge the facts. The fact that over 1 million of us were slaughtered, that it was something that was inevitable. It could have been avoided. But we were left to die, and we are trying to remember every year, not because we can forget, but because we want to tell the world that never again in actions. We really do not wish for this to happen, and Rwanda as a country is working towards making sure that this does not happen ever again to anyone in the world. That's why we remember.
Beautiful. So do you think, so far from your experience, so what is it like? What is the situation like now in Rwanda? Is it getting better? Is there any sign that such will not happen again or something like that?
Yes, Rwanda has made tremendous steps in reconciliation, in peacekeeping and peace building, and our government has made that a priority. It means that the victims of the genocide, the survivors of the genocide against the Tutsis in 1994 are well taken care of, and the Gacaca courts have done their job in doing the trials that were necessary for the perpetrators. And now what we're working towards is reconciliation and rebuilding the country. That's why we say remember, rebuild, and unite. So we do remember every year. We are rebuilding the country, and we are working to unite a country that will never, ever, ever again go through the things that we went through in 1994, genocide against the Tutsis.
Do you have any message for the world as a whole?
To the world as a whole is listen to us. We know what we went through. We have the facts. Our history cannot be rewritten, cannot be changed, and please make sure, work with us so that it really never happens again. Listen to us. We know.
It's good to have you. Thank you for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Okay, let me say, first start by saying that when the genocide took place in Rwanda, I was not living in Rwanda, I was living in Sweden. But since we are talking about surviving, of course there are people who survived the genocide while they were in Rwanda, were chased, and who miraculously managed to escape the killers, and also the fact that the Rwanda Patriotic Army came to the rescue. Some of the people were saved, but more than 1 million people were killed. So I was living in Sweden, but I can also say in that sense that I'm a survivor, because if I had been in Rwanda, I would have been killed as well for the fact of being a Tutsi. So as you understand, the genocide against the Tutsi, where a group of other Rwandans have decided to eradicate or decimate a whole group, the group that I belong to.
All right. So what is the situation like at the moment in Rwanda?
So in 1994, the Rwandan Patriotic Army stopped the genocide and engaged in reconstructing the country. The reconstruction was about, first of all, to find unity in the whole Rwandan population. Today we are talking about Ndi Umunyarwanda, I am Rwandan. So we don't consider ourselves being ethnic groups. We are Rwandan, all of us. And that was we are succeeding with, and has made the progress, the development that the country has today possible. Because without unity, we wouldn't be able to build the country we want to build, where everyone is a member of the society and everyone is expected to contribute to the development.
All right. So what is your message for the world as a whole?
The message to the world as a whole, the genocide was made possible by an ideology, so the ideology of genocide. Unfortunately, this ideology has not disappeared. It is existing in some parts of the world, like in Congo for now. So what I'm telling the world is that we need to make the never again a reality. The only way to make the never again a reality is to prevent other genocide to happen. It's so when we see signals that are conducive to a genocide, we need to stop them. So we need really to take a strong action against all attempt to deny the genocide, because there are people out there denying the genocide or revising what happened. So the revisionism and denial shouldn't take place, and every nation has to fight against it. So I'm asking the world to fight against the ideology of genocide, to fight against revisionism and denial.